Today, from the Superdome in New Orleans, it's Week 12 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New Orleans Saints taking on the Carolina Panthers.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Panthers defense ready to go to work here on this Sunday night. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 21 carries, 82 yards and a touchdown.
And he has 12 touchdowns on the ground this season, so you know he's a big part of their offense. They count on him, not only to score the touchdowns, but now they can play action, fake it to him, throw it out to the wide receivers, get it to other players who can also produce.
Play fake. Winston. There's Chris Olave. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Kamara up the middle. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Winston's throw caught by Olave. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
3 yards remain for 2nd down. Again, it's Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down. To throw is Winston. Being chased out left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a pickup of 6.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
Buying time to his left. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now 2nd down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Kamara, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. A rough go there on 3rd down. The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They'll start by looking at a 1st and 10 at the 25. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Room here to run. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. 76 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
From the 27, Winston. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19. Winston. And it's caught. Touchdown. Michael Thomas. His 5th touchdown now on the year as they have taken the lead. On that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open to the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
The Carolina defense set to go to work here. They trail here in the 2nd quarter as this next drive begins with a 1st and 10. Winston now to throw on 1st down. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Yetur Gross-Matos just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They don't want to repeat a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. It's a 7-yard gain that gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to,
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They're in the ball game but could use a stop here. Trailing in this third quarter as this next drive starts 1st and 10. Jameis now on first down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Derek Brown busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Winston. Open man is the tight end Troutman. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. To throw, Winston. That'll be caught. It's Rager. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now Winston. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Winston. Olave holds it in. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. They'll look to throw again. The pass caught by Olave. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 29-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. A give. This is Kamara. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 109 yards rushing now for Kamara, and it's a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. So the scoring dried up here in the third. Nothing that quarter for either side. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They run it again with Kamara. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. He'll drop to throw. Got an open man. It's Olave. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
He'll look to throw. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
The Carolina defense set to go to work here. And they're getting into must-stop territory. Down a couple of scores here in the fourth as this next drive gets underway. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. Fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. Taken down at the 47-yard line.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Kamara gets it again on second down. 130 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Just to pick up a 3, but that is indeed enough.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
Not too bad. You're starting to make a name for yourself in this league. Make a couple of plays, you're gonna hit next level. Somebody get this man his update.
today. From U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The Panthers defense about set to go to work. And the one we'll be watching is this man at corner.
And boy, has his game grown. When he came into the league, we knew he could...
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 17 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown.
They put a lot of effort into game playing and establishing this ground game last week, and the reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game wants to be established again this week.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On play action, Cousins. Out to the left. That's where the tight end Moreau is. 2 yards on the pickup there. 3rd and 7 now.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
Yeah, they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. But Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They'll look for the stop here in the first quarter of a tie ball game. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Cousins working the middle here. That's complete to Moreau, the tight end. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
On 3rd down, you'll give him that. You just want to make sure that you play the first down line. And they were able to get him down and force the punt.
The Carolina defense set to go to work here. They'll try to get the football right back to their offense who just punted. So now they'll try to force a punt themselves. It's first. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. 7-7, our score after 1. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. They run it again with Cook. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL. Being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Cousins gives way to Cook. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Throwing, Cousins. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach.
The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, Cousins. And Cook has it, left side. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Just a gain of a couple there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Cousins to throw it. There's a nice move, and he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
That's a big conversion there on third down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
First down, here's Cousins. Catch made, it's Moreau. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
To the air again, it's Cousins.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Oh, they can't stop it.
The Carolina defense set to go to work here. They had the pick 6 just a moment ago, so they're feeling good as they prepare to try and make another stop.
Back to it after the pick 6. Cousins.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they...
The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They forced the INT on that previous drive, and what a season their veteran stalwart is having. He has been a ball hawker ever since he joined this franchise, and he'll search for more as this next drive gets started.
So the completion gets him just a yard, and that'll bring up second down. Play action now. Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Lets it fly for Thielen. And got his man complete.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll try the middle with Cook. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
Brian Burns, the one to bring him down.
Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
The Carolina defense set to go to work here. They've been the better of the two sides so far. They've got the 2-score lead here in this fourth quarter as they try to see this one through to the finish.
Cousins on first down.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Cousins throw taken in here by Fuller. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
A first down throw for Cousins.
He's going to get this one down to Cook, and they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Cousins again.
Dalvin Cook now catches on back-to-back plays. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
They'll throw again. Cousins shoves him away.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw on 2nd and 6, Cousins. And he wisely will throw that one away.
The nice thing is that you've still got all your timeouts in the middle of the field. That should still be an option, especially if you see the defenders pinching the sideline. You can run a little seam route right here and pick up some nice yardage.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed. And in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, Got to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Panthers, the win is their 5th of the year as they move to 5-8. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead, they fall to 5-7. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Minneapolis, so long, everybody.
Tonight, from Lambeau Field in
The Panthers defense rested and ready coming off the open week, and there's now the man from UTEP. This is Aaron Jones. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field.
And right away, he lost the football. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high.
The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They lead 7-0, trying to put a stop together here as this drive starts with a first down. Throwing on first down, Kirkpatrick. Wide open receiver, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Panthers have recovered.
Okay, after those first two drives, I think there's a head coach who's going to be calling for CSI. They're going to want some forensics on this. What is going on with this ball club? Unable to hold on to the...
The Carolina defense set to go to work here. On first down, Kirkpatrick. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. So problems with Aaron passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They've looked good so far. This whole team has, for that matter, in the midst of a big... Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season.
But you do need to know as a young quarterback that if you're going to spread the field, the ball's got to come out quick. And you have to know where to go with the football, really, in pre-snap. Identify where you want to go and get rid of it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Kirkpatrick firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it.
The Carolina defense set to go to work here. They've got the upper hand in terms of field position as this drive starts inside the offense's 10-yard line.
And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They'll be looking to get off the field quickly here as this drive begins. 1st and 10.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That's good for 28 yards.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
And he's going to have a Packers 1st down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Jet sweep. Here's Watson.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Kirkpatrick. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
it is cold.
And it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees.
The Carolina defense set to go to work here. They'll start by looking at a 1st and 10 at the 25. On 1st and 10, Kirkpatrick. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. To throw on 2nd down, Kirkpatrick. And finding the tight end, Hooper. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, What's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use. Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he's going to have the 1st down as they move into field goal range here at the 25-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing on 1st down, Kirkpatrick. It's caught by Hooper. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the 1st half.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And the Panthers will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this 1st half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They're going to have to stand tall with this drive commencing right at the midfield stripe. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2nd down, another shot for Jones. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. On 3rd and 2, Kirkpatrick. It's caught over the middle, Hooper. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
And And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun, Kirkpatrick. And he coughed it up. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. The Carolina defense set to go to work here. They've done a really nice job of slowing the tempo of this offense, and as a result, they've got a comfortable third quarter. They go play action here on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play. Back now at Lambeau. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Looking to throw on second down. Kirkpatrick. The left side completion to Jones. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, Kirkpatrick. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside. Not easily covered, and then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the first.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Back to throw again. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's taken in by Watson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. They'll look to throw again. Running the slant, that's Hooper. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. On first down, Kirkpatrick. This one hauled in. Again, it's Hooper. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Looking to throw. Kirkpatrick. Open man is Ross, complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, Kirkpatrick. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Throwing on 3rd and long, Kirkpatrick. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed. And we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review. So they had it right. Throwing to start the drive. Kirkpatrick. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head. Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them. And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out. So for Carolina, their battle to finish above 500 gets a slight lift as they move to 6-8 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Tonight, from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina.
The Panthers defense out to go to work here. Sensational a week ago in the victory. And this secondary is going to be tested here, so we'll keep our eye on this man at corner.
And he really played well last week. This whole defense did, as a matter of fact. Anytime you can hold your opponent under 10 points, you've got a great chance to come away with a victory, and that's exactly what they did.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. To throw is Winston.
He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, this defense for the Panthers, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. Now Winston. Eluding the pressure right.
That's complete to Troutman right side. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
On second down, Kamara. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 17 carries, 82 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw, Winston. He gets it to Thomas. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Winston to give. It's Kamara.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? But it's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack him because right now...
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Brian Burns in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. A give to Kamara running right, and a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. We're scoreless after one. Third and goal, and still a long way from the end zone. Jameis to throw it. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That time 12 yards on the pass play, but still shy of where they needed to go. 4th and goal.
No, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They'll search for a stop here in the second quarter of a game that's all tied.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Forced out to his left, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Another try after the first down sack. Winston on the check down. He finds Kamara. Only able to gain a couple there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
The Carolina defense set to go to work here. They'll be looking to be the aggressors here as this drive begins with a 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This is complete to Michael Thomas. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. Winston. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
2nd and 6.
Jameis again. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Winston now. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. An excellent gain, 35 yards. From the shotgun, it's Winston. The left side complete to Troutman. Touchdown, Saints! Adam Troutman in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They'll be seeking a stop here for sure in the third quarter of a tie football game. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. There's Chris Olave. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Winston. Flush, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Brian Burns able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
Dancing to his left. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Here's Winston. And Thomas has it. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 20-yard line. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a first down. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First down, Winston. And this is going to be intercepted. There he goes, left side. The 20. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick-6 for a Panther touchdown. And, partner, it took him a while to get there, but that's the first trip he's made to the end zone in his career. So at least for this one play, the move to a new organization pays off.
And it might not have been the first thought in his head, but you and I both know that family members, loved ones, they're thinking right now he's got to find a special place to keep that football at his home. That's one where you're going to want to show it off to the grandkids a few decades down the road.
The Carolina defense set to go to work here. They had the pick six a moment ago. What a play that was by their veteran corner. And now they're back out to defend once more.
Back to it after the pick six. Winston.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to... And, oh, Jameis intercepted a third time. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick.
And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football.
That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
The Panthers ready to go on this next defensive possession. They've been the better of the two sides so far. They've got the two scores.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the first down with his legs.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing. Winston. Escaping the pressure right. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Now Winston. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it's 2nd down. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. To throw again on 2nd down. Winston over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 16. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Winston.
Rager catches it left side. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Now Jameis trying to hurry his crew to the line. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Winston.
Back to Kamara for another catch. And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Here's Winston. Flushed out right. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for the Panthers,
their hopes of a winning campaign stay alive as they move to 7-8 now on the year.
And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.